To check in with the opposition's Ted O'Brien, who joins us now this morning on News Breakfast. Good to see you, Ted, there from Canberra. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks very much, Bridget.
So some challenging inflation data out yesterday. In your assessment, does this mean, do you think we could be seeing a rate rise in the coming months?
Bridget, it is very sad news, especially for families. It's only about 28 days now until Christmas, and anyone who was hoping for an interest rate cut, well, that's just been taken away. And major banks and economists are predicting the next move will in fact be an interest rate rise, especially given this is a direct consequence of government action. It's a very sad time.
The government says there are challenging economic times globally, here domestically as well. It also says it inherited high inflation from your government.
Well, I mean, they're going back 4 years ago. It's a bit of a stretch. They claimed only a few months ago that they had beaten inflation. Now it's going up. I think people know the truth. Really what's happening here is the Albanese government is pouring so much money into the economy. It's really competing with households and businesses. That's forced prices up. It's also had failed policy areas like energy. Electricity prices are up 40%.
I think in some previous months, September and August, they were down a little bit actually.
Well, there's been a little bit of a drop only where government then feeds money in as subsidies. That's the only reason you'll see any drop at all. The policy they have for energy is driving prices up, which is one of the biggest problems because it affects not just mums and dads in houses, but small businesses and large businesses alike. So unfortunately, as an economy, we are getting poorer by the day, and that is a direct consequence of government policy.
Ted, how much work do you think your party needs to do to claw back your reputation as good economic managers? Because the Australian Election Study says for the first time in a very long time, the coalition's actually lost its perceived advantage on economic management. Why has that happened?
Well, look, there's no doubt the last few years that has been the case, according to at least that study, but I've also seen other things saying otherwise. As a parliamentarian, our focus is just to get policy right, and that's what we're doing. I think as time goes on, the Australian people will continue to feel the brunt of poor policy. I mean, if you look at personal income taxes, Bridget, you know, this financial year, Australians are paying on average an extra $5,000 out of their pocket on personal income taxes to the government. Over time, I think the lived experience tells the story. Under a coalition, taxes are always lower, they're simpler and they're fairer than when you see under a Labor government. And that's the case today, but we still have a way to go to ensure the Australian people that we're prosecuting the case on their behalf, and that's what I'm doing with you this morning.
It looks like you also have a way to go with millennials, younger Australians who you've also had a drop in support from in the last decade or so. What about housing policy? Because that's also been a big contributor to inflation if you look at the data. You'd have to look at taxation changes around capital gains, around negative gearing, wouldn't you, if you're going to appeal to millennials?
Bridget, you are so right about the importance of housing, especially for millennials and Gen Zs. And it's one of the key pain points because prices are just out of control, both on the rental and the purchasing. Again, the problem with inflation, which is caused by the Labor government, means it's more expensive if you want to take out a loan. The key issue, though, on housing is supply. We need to bring more supply to market. Now, the key proposal we brought to the last election, knowing we didn't get elected, was freezing the building construction code, which the Labor government has now picked up. So the only tangible move by the government over the last 6 months in housing has been to adopt a coalition policy. Unfortunately, though, there is no chance that Labor will achieve its goal of 1.2 million more homes. We have to hold them to account. They're in government. Our job as an opposition is to stick up for millennials and push the government to do the right thing to get more supply into the market. It's only supply that's really going to be making houses more affordable.
I think there's been a debate about whether it's only supply, but we'll just move to another point before we let you go. Social media, the ban that's incoming, initially, of course, the coalition had supported this ban. Do you still support it? Because it sounds as though there's a couple of members of your party that are a little bit uncertain.
Well, we're getting very frustrated is the truth, Bridget, because it's meant to go live literally within the next couple of weeks, and the government still doesn't know what it's doing. I mean, the age verification method is complete confusion. And so, of course, we supported it, we support the principle of it, but when it comes to the implementation, the government is just botching it. And it's creating anxiety, confusion. You can't get this thing wrong. They've had a year to get ready for this, but they're failing on the implementation. And that is why, as an opposition, we're reserving our right. Our job, again, is to stick up for the Australian people and hold the government to account. And we'll continue to do that, including with social media.
All right, Ted O'Brien, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks very much, Bridget.
See you soon.
Now, Charles is